Okay, so this is the Ford Fusion with only front wheel drive, right?
Correct.
And we're gonna feel the torque transfer from left to right, but not from the rear. So we'll start off in the ice. Alrighty. So this will give us a whole lot more control. Well, I guess not a whole lot more control, but
You'll see a big difference on this vehicle from the other all-wheel drive vehicles that you've had the experience in.
And what were you saying about using this as a baseline?
Well, this is a great baseline because it shows you what most front-wheel drive customers are faced with. You're seeing transfer from left to right, but no transfer from front to rear. So that's why we'll eventually snake right out and lose the rear end like we're doing now.
And what's the cost in an all-wheel drive?
It's $1,900. And at Ford, we've ranged all our all-wheel drives for $2,000 or less. The vehicles that you'll be driving today.
Yeah, you're right. It's that $1,900 sure feels worth it right about there when you're about to run off the road. We'll drive, and everything is turned on.
You're right.
And I'm gonna see how much I can kill it without.
We're going to try and maximize our stability on kind of a icy snow.
Totally feel that the difference between this and the front wheel drive.
See, now, of course, you can get a little higher speed now because you're sending torque to all four. So you're not getting that wheel spin that you were before, in the front. So it's, but when the traction control's turned on, it's preventing wheel slip. And if you can send that torque to four wheels versus two.
I can't believe I'm taking this turn.
Yeah,
turn at 40.
You're going a lot faster than you were in the front wheel drive.
Wow, that just was amazing.
Yeah,
All this for $1,900 sure feels worth it right around back there.
You could actually almost ice skate on the snow.
I'm feeling that. That's just amazing.
Hey, bring your speed down,
Okay.
way down,
Okay.
way down,
Okay.
and drive on the ice here.
As if we weren't on ice.
Now, remember when the Zambonis out there with the Phoenix, the Phoenix Coyotes?
Coyotes, yeah.
Well, there's a reason why they go a little bit slow. Because remember, now at least the car is turning. On the front wheel drive, as you turn, it keeps going
just goes
straight.
that way.
Yeah, it just goes straight. You
This
can't even control it on a front wheel drive.
This is just, oh my God, amazing. I can't believe I'm doing this.
What's interesting is grabbing just enough snow with the back wheels to keep it from
Yeah.
going crazy.
And your speed's probably just, in some cases a little bit high for this ice. I mean, this is zero resistance, right?
This is literally ice. I mean, we're talking
You could ice skate on this.
100% bona fide ice. Yeah. This is just, wow.
Why don't you turn it off right now?
No, let's not do that. We already had that earlier, remember? There's no need to go through that again.
Well, you were on the ice though earlier.
That's true.
That was snow.
That's true. Should I turn it off?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
But then keep your speed low.
Oh, absolutely. All right, let me hop off with the snow and get on the ice here. Is that slow enough?
Now you're still going to get all-wheel drive helping you steer, but you might get into some oversteer conditions that you didn't have
Not
before.
if I'm an awesome driver. No, there's no such thing.
See now,
Yeah.
you still get the brakes firing.
Okay.
If you start to yaw too much.
All right, there you go.
Oh, you're good.
That's kind of like what we were talking about just right there. But I notice I'm not stepping on my brakes as often with the system, or even with just everything off as I would.
Well, you have a little more
confident in the system.
confidence driving with all-wheel drive, right? Now, if you want to go out into the snow and play a little higher
sure.
speed than what you were doing earlier with the white one.
Okay, so everything is off.
Everything's
Remind
off.
me when I get again.
So now you're just turning off traction control. So when you're before you wouldn't allow wheel slip, right?
Okay.
Now you're allowing wheel slip. Normally the customer would do that if they're stuck in snow or sand, whatever, and they kind of want to rock themselves out. Of course, not easy to do when you're in icy snow like we had earlier. But, and then it kind of opens up some of the yaw control as well, which is where the car starts to spin. It's still going to keep it, it's still going to come into play, just not as much as if you have everything turned on.
Okay, I see what you mean here. All right, I'll stop and let our friend back here take a test drive.
Go faster.
You sure?
Oh yeah, you can do it. And just look further into the turn.
Yes.
Oh, see,
That's the key.
That's
Spin
the
it. You still got it. You still
You got it. You got it. You got it.
got it.
Woohoo!
So never look at this bank.
Okay.
Look over here. So always look off into the distance about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Because
that's
usually your hands point to where your eyes are.
I see.
Yep, there you go. You got it.
Oh, that is awesome.
Now turn back a little bit. There you go.
Okay, that's not cool. That's
Now power on. Power on is like how you get out of fishtailing.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yep. When you brake, that's a mistake that
that's
people
what
make.
gets you in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, I did it. That was cool.
You're doing great. Not bad for a Phoenix guy, huh?
No, it's you know,
Although I just saw that like Amarillo, Texas had like 18 inches or over 10 inches of snow.
Well, I've been in blizzard in Amarillo.
Really?
And El Paso, yeah.
Jeez.
Ice storms.
all right. Thank you for that lesson.
Sure thing.
Over F-150.
Vehicles at Ford, cars and trucks. So we're gonna start off with a circle course and a little road handling course. So looks like they're going to the handling. We'll go to the circle. White Fusion entering test area 10. Okay, so this is just a big circle with it's got the snow here on the outside and the ice towards the inside. So this is a front wheel drive Fusion, by the way. So this one here we got to be not quite as aggressive with. So right now everything is turned on. We've got traction control that disables traction, and it also opens up a little bit on the engine intervention when you start to yaw a little bit. So you still get the brake intervention to keep the vehicle somewhat in control. Like you can hear the brakes going on if I turn the wheel. Right there, that noise. You can hear the brakes. Trying to essentially point the vehicle to where you're steering. So. Then if I go into this, like you guys are probably doing in the other area, if I go into traction control and just turn that off, I can spin the tires, but if I still yaw, I'm still going to get the brakes to intervene to help to keep it somewhat pointed. I'm still going to get a little bit of engine intervention where even if I mash the pedal to the floor, it's going to start to cut torque to help to keep it in control. Right now I'm like real heavy throttle, and if I start to go crazy yaw, it's gonna kick in to help to keep it under control. Just not as much if everything is turned on. Now again, this is front wheel drive, right? So I'm getting a lot of tire spin. The tires are spinning up, but the vehicle's not really going anywhere.
Oh my God, you're like 90? That's crazy. Wow.
But then when you get in the all-wheel drive, you'll see how you can really get this thing going around this course like at 40, 50 miles an hour. Yeah, like I say, it's front-wheel drive, so. And obviously these are just standard base tires. If you guys are from Canada or from U.S.?
I'm from the U.S.
Yeah, and all the guys in Canada and Ottawa and Montreal are really used to now it being a government law starting, I guess, last year. You got to put snow tires on in those provinces for the wintertime. So.
Hey, you looks like you've been doing this a while.
Yeah, a little bit. Or you had a engine, drive shaft, rear wheel drive, with the differential, right? And that differential splits torque evenly, left and right. So when you're on dry surface, you're going down the road and torque equally goes to both sides, right? Now, if all of a sudden your back wheel, the back right side, was on ice, unfortunately, that would be the only wheel spinning, right? It would just all spin up and go to that one, and the one that was on the dry side, it wouldn't even move. So, because since it's a differential that splits torque, because the side that's on ice can't react any torque, it's just grounded to ice, now I can't send that equal torque, which is now 0, because I can't react against ice. Now that 0 torque gets sent to the left side, which means 0 torque. So with brake traction control, you can essentially apply the brake a little bit to the side that's on ice to react against, to kind of effectively make it so that you're on dry pavement. So now I can send torque to the left side that is actually like on the dry side in this case here. So here's everything that, this is if you didn't have brake traction control. It's getting kind of sloshy here, but so this would be like a normal open diff. You know, I would give it gas and I can't climb it, right? Because I'm sending all my torque to the ice side. I'm sending 0 torque to here because I can't, because a differential splits the torque. I can't react against anything on this side, therefore I can't send torque to that side. So brake traction control.
This is Tom. We're down on the small circle 10-4.
Okay, so now it'll just take a second to kick on here. But now I'm putting the brake on this side, so I can now, you know, essentially send that same torque that I'm generating on the right side to the left side. So, you know, back in the days of limited slip and Detroit lockers and all that, essentially you're kind of doing that. I'm just I'm sending torque now to both sides. So same with this other side here. Okay, so there's with it turned off. Keeping wide open throttle. Nothing. I'm going over to the ice. Let me get halfway up again. So we're gonna stop right there. Now if I go traction control on. There we go.
What was that, 20%?
Yep. So it's kind of like having a limited slip or a e-locker by using the brakes.
The system is going to be biasing torque front to rear in order to try and improve the handling of the vehicle. When the vehicle starts going into an understeer, steering less than we'd want, or plowing to the outside of the turn, the vehicle is going to be trying to send more torque back to the rear wheels. And then it'll start using the brake system when we pass another threshold. If I start steering too much, then the vehicle is going to an oversteer, steering more than I want, and it's going to start sending the torque up to the front wheels in order to help control that. But right now I'm more just drifting and having fun with it. So you can see here, so if I start, let me generate a little bit of an oversteer here. So as I start, so as I countersteer, start turning back into it, you can hear the brake fire. So getting a little transparent. Let me try that one again. There's a little bit of a tug, and the vehicle basically just rights itself. So that's the brake system applying as I start. I've got the vehicle turning too much this way, especially as I start countersteering, steering back this way. So what happens is the vehicle realizes, or the controllers in the vehicle realize that the customer is no longer trying to turn in as sharply as was initially happening. The vehicle is now effectively into an oversteer. It's steering more than what we want, and so it reduces torque to the rear wheels and applies the brake on the what's now on that side of the vehicle, on the left side of the, or excuse me, right side of the vehicle, to pull that vehicle to the right. So let me do that one again. So you can hear the brake activation there, and the vehicle rights itself. So that brake, or I should say the stability control system, is going to be attempting to pull power away from the vehicle, as well as firing the brakes on the inside wheel. That's to try and basically bleed speed away, get the vehicle able to turn, and then the brake systems are going to create a little bit of a moment or pull from the inside wheels to try and reduce that understeer. But right now, that engine intervention, the ability to reduce that is partially disabled because we've got traction control. The brakes are still active, but the traction control